Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's been a little hot minute. We've been super busy over here at Subto, getting lots of deals done and stuff. Today I have Mr. Adrian Gillis on the show. He is the owner and CEO of ADG Capital Investments. He's an investor and he is a buyer. So welcome, Adrian. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Shanna. How about yourself?
Good. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. This is amazing.
You're welcome. Okay. So let's start with what brought you to Subto? When did you join and how did you discover Subto?
Yeah, so I joined last January 2022. And the reason why I joined was because I didn't like my job and I was looking for an avenue to get out of my job. So stumbled upon real estate and got into real estate and just, been at it ever since. And also I wanted to build generational wealth for my daughter as well. And I knew real estate would be the way to get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's kind of like me. Like I was a realtor, but I was just helping other people acquire real estate instead of acquiring it myself.
Right, exactly.
So this way I get to help everybody involved.
100%.
So yeah, helping your daughter. I mean, that's so important to us parents, like not only leaving a legacy, but also like having something to leave to them that they can inherit. I'm so sorry about that. Let me turn off my notifications here. This thing will go off. Oh, there we go. Sorry. But yeah, making sure that your daughter is taken care of, when God forbid the time comes that you're not around to take care of her anymore. That's kind of like a scary thing for a parent.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are your passions and areas of focus in real estate and in Subto?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that because when I first got into real estate, I started off wholesaling. But the reason why I got into Subto was to learn about creative finance and start building wealth versus wholesaling is okay, but it's like a high paying job. So I wanted to kind of switch focus from wholesaling to start to build wealth as far as holding properties, things like that. So so yeah, that's what I'm mainly concentrating on now. And what I've switched from direct to seller, I've switched from direct to seller to direct to agent to actually start looking at nice houses that don't need a lot of work, so that I can actually don't have to actually do a whole lot. When I switch into MTR, that's what I'm looking to do is acquire some midterm rentals in the single family space, but in the multi-family space, shout out to Jael and Stacy Thomas.
Our
They are
girls.
yeah,
I love them.
my partners in multifamily. So,
Yeah.
and that's another reason why we got into multifamily as well, is to start building wealth, generational wealth, with that as well. So it's coming along pretty good. We still haven't got our first multifamily deal, but we're going to get there. We still pushing. Yeah, so
Not as many of those available, by the way, as there are, single family homes. So
yeah.
yeah, but you will get there. So you said you started in January 2022. Did you mean January 2023, or have you been here for over a year?
Yeah, it's over a year, January 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I personally would make that mistake. I would say 2022 when I meant 23.
Yeah.
Something I would do. But
yeah, it's been about a year and a half now. Awesome
yeah.
journey. Awesome journey so far. Met so many people, built a lot of relationships, done deals with people. So yeah, it's been amazing so far.
Have you been doing it full time, or you just recently decided to pick up the pace? Pun intended.
Right. So
Wasn't even on purpose.
right. So I actually quit my job in March of last year, and since then I've been doing it full time. It actually took me a couple of years though to get to that point to where I could actually leave my job. So my whole goal when I got into real estate was to quit my job, supplement my income. So I built a company for 2 years, and then after that, I was making way more than I was at my job. So I'm like, why am I still here? I don't like what I'm doing. Didn't get along with my boss too well. I did my job well, but it just wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't my ultimate goal. Yeah, I can't pass down a job to my daughter. So I wanted something that I could build generational wealth and pass down to her, like you said, once I'm gone.
Is it just me, or do you feel like there's a lot of people who are feeling more comfortable with entering the working for yourself kind of mode rather than working for someone else?
To be honest with you, it to me it's a mindset thing. Some people are meant and it fits them better to actually work a W-2, because having a business is hard work, and some people just don't want to put in that work.
Right.
They rather go to a
Forget
job.
about it at 5 o'clock when they get home.
Exactly. Punch in, punch out, I'm done. Well,
Yeah.
real estate, having your own business is not like that. It's like
Right.
you can work all day, all night. So yeah, it's all, to me, it's a mindset thing. All what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, things like that. So yeah, I got big goals. I'm building the empire over here. So, and having a job is definitely not going to not going to enable me to do that. But real estate will.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I would love to partner with you on some deals.
definitely. Let's do it. We
Yeah.
both
I
need to
mean,
be
especially if
in
we're doing
there.
that multifamily thing, we
Yeah,
could, both partner with Stacy and Jael. It's a mother-daughter team for those of you who are watching. We're
yeah.
all of us, Adrian and I and Stacy and Jael, we're all in the same market, the DMV market, which in Subto stands for DC, Maryland, and Virginia, versus Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia. Everywhere else, that's what it stands for. But we got DC, Maryland, and Virginia all in one market. And
Yeah.
of course, as the community continues to grow at a crazy rate, I'm sure those markets may be separated. But yeah,
Hopefully not.
so we like to support each other in our local market and in Subto. But it's a double whammy when we get to support each other in our local market that are also in Subto.
Right.
So
Definitely.
yeah, so working together is like one of the best opportunities in Subto.
Yeah, I love doing JVs. I'm just working with other people. And even if I don't, even if I don't make money on the deal, I just like to help people out. It's not about the money. To me, it's more
Yeah,
about building the relationship.
yeah.
Relationship goes a lot further than money. Money's gonna come and go, but relationships to me are
If
forever.
you do
Good
what you love, the
Mm-hmm.
money will come.
100%.
You don't have to focus on the money. You focus about doing what you love and helping people, and the money will just follow.
Yeah.
You kind of need the money to operate in this world. You need it to survive in this world. But the more you have, the more you can help others.
Right. Exactly.
Well, I mean,
Yep. Exactly. That's
which
my whole goal. Love helping. That's one of my avatars.
yes.
Yep. Helper, connector. Yeah.
So you said you started with wholesaling. Was that like did you do like Jamil Damji's astro flipping kind of deal, or were you just like wholesaling solopreneur style?
Actually, I was just wholesaling solopreneur style pretty much. It was me and I had a partner when I first got in. Unfortunately, that partnership, didn't work out. It doesn't always work out. Sometimes you're better as friends and partners.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just came into it. We didn't know a whole lot. So actually, our first deal, we had to partner with a local realtor, and it was a pre-foreclosure deal. And she helped us get that deal to the closing table. We didn't, like I said, we didn't know a whole lot. So she guided us and we got it done. Our first two deals actually was through her. Couldn't find a buyer. We were new. So didn't know a whole lot of investors yet, but we ended up putting both deals we ended up putting on the market, and they both got sold.
Yeah, if you were back in 2022, things were still kind of going. 2021 was
Yeah.
even better. You
Yeah.
could put a cardboard box with some cutout windows, and that thing
Right.
was
It was
$1.
yeah. Yeah, it took
Insane.
us a whole year to get our first deal. I guess because we didn't have our system and processes in place
Yeah,
correctly.
you were figuring it out as you go along. You did it
Yeah,
without any instruction, which is amazing.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
like, wow.
But it
Yeah.
seemed like after that first deal, though, after the first couple of deals, like the deals just kept rolling in, and that's what people say a lot. Like after your first deal, so like if you just repeat that same process of how you got that first deal, the
Rinse and
deals you
repeat.
keep on. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Just do what you did to get that first deal, and you'd be good to go.
Yep. That's it. Just keep
Yeah,
doing the same thing.
yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
So, do you have any advice for someone just starting out in the Subto community?
Yes, definitely. So, a real good piece of advice, and this is what I did when I first got in Sub 2, was to just build relationships, reach out to as many people as you can. And that's what Pace says when you get in, like, reach out to 50 people, get 50 friends. So that's the best advice that I can give for somebody just joining Sub 2. Another thing too, it's another piece, and this is what I didn't do, is don't get shiny object syndrome. Like pick one avenue and just focus on that. Don't because it's a lot of information, it's a lot of education within Sub 2. So yeah, just don't let everything just overwhelm you. Just pick something and go with
Pick
it. And
one
just
thing at a
yeah,
time.
yep,
It's really hard with ADHD people because we're like
right.
shiny object syndrome is our mojo, you know.
Right, exactly. Exactly, exactly.
But it's good practice. We are
It
given
is.
certain obstacles to learn how to overcome them. And once you overcome them, you're just like, wow,
Yeah.
that's just like that's just a golden paved road to self-development.
Right, right.
Like, so what are some of your interests and passions outside of Sub 2?
So, and I've told this to a lot of people, and they're like, "What? Well, I don't know if I could do that." So, when I first got into Sub 2, I actually met another Sub 2 member in Florida and teamed up with him and went down there, and I did my first skydive. So, I'm a real adventurous, daredevil type of
Yeah.
person. So when he was like, okay, when you come down here, we're gonna go skydiving. I'm like, I'm all for it.
Ugh.
So yeah, we went skydiving and I got hooked after that first time. I was like, oh my goodness, I have got to go again. It was so amazing. So that
Look, I'm adventurous too. Okay. I love speed, but when it
right,
comes to heights, no. No, no,
right.
no, no, no.
I've been like that for a long time. So
Wow.
doing adventurous stuff, daredevilish types things, is like one of my passions. I love the skydive. Love it. I've done a lot of things. I've gone overseas to Japan. I've done traveled quite a few places. I love skiing. Oh my goodness. And what's funny is the times that I go skiing, there's not a whole lot of people my shade of skin color on the slopes. But the first
Really?
time, yeah, it's not.
Maybe it's the area you went to.
I don't know. I just don't think that like people like the cold too much. I mean,
Uh,
from what I've been told. And so when I tell
uh,
people that I've gone skiing, they're like, huh?
it might
Yeah, I
have
don't
to
think
do
I
with
would
how
do.
much melanin you have in your skin.
Could be.
Maybe the more melanin you have, the warmer you like it. I don't know though,
Yeah,
because like I usually like to tan it and stuff, and I'm usually
right.
way darker than this. But I freeze easy. I've
Oh
always
yeah,
been like that though. So yeah, maybe that's not true. I was just guessing, but
yeah, yeah. But I love skiing. It's amazing. I've been skiing since I was 13 years old. I just
I went
love
skiing one time.
it.
And I
Yeah,
could not even begin to enjoy myself because it was so cold. I hate being cold because I just like my muscles tense up and it's like,
yeah,
ugh, it makes me angry. So I just
yeah.
stayed by the fire and I'm like, yeah, next time I'm not coming.
Yeah, you gotta dress in layers. How I dress
I
when I'm on the
did, and I
slope.
still didn't like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was like,
I'll be sweating sometimes on the slope. I
yeah.
put so many clothes on. Yeah, I
There's
got.
got you see guys like snowboarding and stuff and they're
Yeah,
short because the
yeah.
sun's
That's
like reflecting off the snow and it
yeah.
can
I
get
don't.
kind of warm.
I don't get that. Oh, skiing in shorts? How you?
Yeah.
Oh, oh my goodness.
Check it out on YouTube. There's guys that like guys that do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you know what I learned, being a manager at a tanning salon? You know what I learned?
What's that?
In general, guys' skin is thicker than women's.
Really?
Yes.
I would have
That's why
thought that.
we get colder easier.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And as you age, your skin gets thinner as well.
Really?
But guys, yep. We had a special tanning lotion just for guys. And I'm like, you're making a whole tanning lotion just for guys, just for the different smells? Like, some of them don't smell too girly. And they're like, no, you don't understand. Guys' skin is thicker. So you need a different kind of lotion to help penetrate to the melanin. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Wow. I never knew that. I never knew that.
Start just like paying attention, and you know, like, get guys that like to be outside more, and you know, it doesn't bother them as much and stuff.
Yeah. I know women like to tan more though. They like to sit out maybe in the backyard on the, tan, meaning the chair and just tan.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
chemical in the sunlight that releases pleasure endorphins in your brain. So like, pay attention to this next time. You know, if you're feeling kind of bleh, and I've done
Yeah.
this, paid attention, done this experiment myself. I'll be feeling kind of like blah, whatever, you know, and then I'll go
Yeah.
tanning, and I just come out like, ah, yeah. It's like, I'm
What's
like,
the,
wow, that must be true. There really is a chemical in this sunlight.
yeah. So what's like the maximum amount of time that you would stay out in the sun?
I think that depends on the person.
Okay.
You know, like how easily you burn.
Mm-hmm.
I um I had like a theory with my kids growing up. So
Mm-hmm.
my daughters, I had a theory that everybody's like, oh, put 50 sunblock on the babies. Don't let them. I'm like, no, you don't block something out like that. That's
Mm.
like always eating off of all sterile stuff. And then you get the first little germ that you come in contact with, you're going to get deathly ill, right? You
Wow.
need to have a little bit of exposure so that you can build up an immunity to it. So I
Yeah.
did the same thing with my daughters with the sunlight. You know, I wouldn't put like 50 sunblock. I'd put like 8,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Or, you know, and just let them out a little bit, but not like all day long and stuff like that. And both of my daughters tan really easy. Really
Yeah.
easy. Now my son was 1 when my husband and I split up, and every time he was with his dad, they were like sun blocking. He gets burned real easy to this day. And so, you know, that just kind of lends validity to my theory.
Right. Right. Is sunburn though? That's from staying out too long, all right, or not putting sunblock on correctly.
Yeah, or the
Yeah.
sunblock wears off, or
Mm-hmm.
sun too much. So look, that I'm a Gen Xer, right? So I don't care who knows how old I am. I don't
Right.
care. I'm real, right? I'm 52. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
back when I was like 19, tanning wasn't that popular. I think it was just starting to come out. The tanning beds were just starting to become a thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I had never really gone tanning or anything like that regularly in my life at this point. Skin was, I'm European. I'm like 98% European, according to uh, whatever. I forgot what site it was that we did. So anyway, and I have like, my skin was like really super light, right?
Right.
And so my husband and I were going to Cancun together, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
Cancun is very close to the equator. The equator is where the sun is the closest, right,
Yep.
to the planet. And I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, we're going down to the equator. I don't want to get like super burnt, you know what I
Right.
mean? End up in the hospital, but at the same time, I want to come back from the Caribbean with a tan, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I was just thinking, I was like, all right, so I'm going to be down the equator more than I would use here, but less than blocking the sun out. So I took 15 SPF, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
went to lay out we would lay out on the beach. We were doing like snorkeling. We were doing all this kind of stuff. So I was using this 15 SPS, and we laid out SPF, and we laid out on the beach. put it all on, and I was like, oh, wow, this is great. This is working exactly like I planned. I'm
Yeah.
getting a little tan and I'm not getting burned.
Right.
Well, the next day, we had all these events planned, like, tour the ancient Mayan ruins and stuff like that. And went to get out of bed and stepped on the ground. I was like, oh, guess where I forgot to put lotion? The only spot on the tops of my feet.
Yeah.
Could not walk for a day. Everywhere else is fine. Not burned anywhere else, but on the top of my feet.
Top of your feet. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
But yeah. Okay. So we kind of got off a tangent, which is nice. It's nice to just, talk about some other
different subjects. Yeah.
Adrian and I have phone conversations, not on the podcast, and it could go on for like an hour or two.
Yeah, we were talking about, what was our last conversation we had? We were talking about, it was multiple things, but it was a long, good conversation though. It's good to have those type of conversations once in a while though. It just opens your minds up to other things that you probably normally wouldn't think about.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about relationships.
Yeah.
And it's like, we can talk forever until some outside force says, you know what, it's been 2 hours, you need to.
Right. And it does happen.
What? It's been 2 hours. What?
Right. And it does happen. But to me, those conversations are unnecessary. Definitely.
Yeah, it's nice. You got to have, when you're building connections with people, it can't be all business.
Right. Yeah.
The more like, you just connect on a human to human level and, a friend level. And then you can also do business. But if you're just all business, you're just not going to connect as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't get, well, I don't know. For some people, it might get boring to talk about business all the time. I like to mix it up. I definitely.
Yeah. If somebody only wants to talk business with me, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're not really interested in me.
Right.
They're just interested in what I can do for them.
Yep.
That's what goes on in my mind anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. To me, that's not a good way to build a relationship. Yeah.
If they're only interested in what you can do for them,
right.
Probably not a good business fit. Because, if you're both drowning, they're going to pull you under to get themselves up. And
100%. Yep. Supposed to be an equal give and take type of thing. Yeah. Not all one-sided.
And business is nice, and we need to do it while we're here. But I feel like the real purpose of life is community, which is one of the biggest reasons I love Subto so much. It's more about the community than it is real estate sometimes, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. That's what Pace has done, though. He built this type of community to be like that. And it seems like that's the type of people that he attracts, too. The people that want to be in the community, want to be part of the community.
Attracts your tribe.
100%.
Yes.
Yep. So, yeah, I love it. It's the best decision that I've ever made as far as being in Subto.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pace Morby. Shout out to Pace
Morby. And you try to say your community to him, and he's like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
He will correct us. Whose community is it? It's our community.
Yeah.
That's right. It's our community. This is not my community. This is ours.
Yeah. He's going to change the world. He's changing the world. Yeah.
I saw that from the beginning. I was just blown away. I was like, oh. That's where I came up with the name for my channel. Subto Shanna, This Is the Way. Mm-hmm. Because when I found him, that's kind of exactly how I felt. I felt like the Mandalorian. I was like, oh, this is the way.
Yeah.
And that's why we have little baby Grogu with the Subto hat on.
Right.
That's where my title came from.
That's awesome.
So no, I'm not just some weirdo older lady that likes stuffed animals. No, that's not what's going on here. It's an actual symbol. Right.
It's a meaning behind this.
Right. And plus, Grogu is so adorable. He is adorable.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is. He's like a mini, what was the Star Wars?
They call him Baby Yoda, but that's how you can tell if somebody's actually seen the show.
Right.
But, like, have you seen the show, The Mandalorian?
I have not. I probably need to watch it, though. Is it a show or is it actually a movie?
No, it's a show. You can go on Disney Plus. Dude, it's so good.
And it's actual. Is it? It's not a cartoon though. Is it? Is it?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, it
how
is a
old are you?
cartoon.
Do you want to tell me on this podcast how old you are?
47.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're a Gen Xer.
Yeah.
So you grew up with
5 years
Star
behind.
Wars.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Boba Fett, you know the bounty hunter Boba Fett.
Yeah.
He wasn't really a Mandalorian. He had Mandalorian armor. And
Mm-hmm.
if you watch the Boba Fett series on the Disney Plus channel, you'll find out how he got that armor.
Mm.
But those people that wear the Mandalorian armor, they were kind of at odds with the Jedi. So the Mandalorian had this task to go get this little guy and bring him to someone, because that's what they do. That's how they make money. They do bounties
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And he kind of falls in love with the little thing. And if you watch the show, like just looking at the picture, it's like, oh, it's Baby Yoda with a hat. But when you watch the show and you see him, you're just like, oh, God,
Yeah.
it's impossible for you to not to fall in love with the little guy. So you got to see him in action. That's
Yeah.
what'll really grab your heart.
Yeah, I'm about to look that up for sure. My
But,
daughter
yeah.
watches Disney Plus. Yeah, so I'm about to look that up.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I always got something that I watch for like an hour or so before I go to bed. It kind of helps me wind down.
Yeah,
quiet
me too.
my brain from work.
All right. You know what that show is for me? The First 48. Loved it. You ever watch that show?
No, wait a
Yeah, it's
minute.
a
Was
crime
that
show.
the one with 48 hours with
No, it's
the
different.
blonde guy with his dad? His dad was, you know who I'm talking about? I can't think of his name right now.
No, I don't think I've seen another 48 hours. Another 48 hours?
No, it was a show. Oh God, what is his name? He played in that vampire movie.
You talking about the actor?
Yes. The one who played the main vampire in The Lost Boys. The blonde guy.
I don't think I've seen that.
His dad was Herman Munster in The Munsters. His dad was an actor too, and his dad did a lot of things too. Oh God, I can't believe I can't think of his name right now. He's
It's gonna come to you after you get off the show. Watch.
It will. Like,
yeah.
Here's why I can't pull it out. You ready? There's about my ADHD person. It's like a computer browser, and you have like 20 tabs open.
Right.
And the one thing that you're trying to get to, and you don't know where the music's coming from.
Right. That's hilarious.
But it's so true.
Yeah, it is. That is true. That is true. I never thought of it like that. Yeah, but you're right. That is true.
It is insane.
That is true. Amazing.
You gotta embrace it.
Yeah. What else can you do? You can't ignore it. I mean, it's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, just adapt to it.
Sometimes it comes in handy, and sometimes it's a nuisance. So
100%.
Yeah. Okay, so where can people let's show everybody your buy box.
Okay.
Any wholesalers out there, if you have properties that you would like to sell, or the better way to do it is to have your buyers ready and go look for properties that have your buyers' criteria.
Exactly.
And then your buyers are sitting there waiting. And when you get the properties, you bring them back to them. Boom.
Easy sale.
So here is Adrian's buy box for all you wholesalers out there, or anybody who would like to just wholesale property because they have too many under contract or whatever the deal is. That's Adrian's buy box. I'm also going to add this to the description box later after this episode, so that anybody that watches this in the future will be able to get your buy box.
Perfect. Send me what you got.
And how can people get a hold of you if they would like to do business with you?
Yeah, so you can reach out to me via email. It's adgcapitalinvestments@gmail.com. You can go to adgcapital.com as far as the website, or you can go to on Facebook, Adrian Gillis on Facebook, or you can reach me on Instagram at Adrian_the_investor 2022.
All right. Yes. So I think you said like your website's kind of, you're going through
Yeah, it's getting
restructuring,
reconstructed. Yeah, should be
restructuring
about
right
another
now.
week or so. Yeah, about another
Yeah.
week or so it should be done.
So this is October 12th. Probably like the 20th would be a safe bet
Yeah,
that it should be all finished. The restructuring would be finished.
should be good to go.
I have some restructuring of my own to do.
For a
Just
website?
tweak some things. For everything really, because right now everything's just set up
Yeah.
realtor period. So I need to take that whole realtor thing and kind of turn it into a real estate.
Mm-hmm.
I can do both. Most of my focus is doing this right now, but I can do both. And that's one of the things in sub 2 is learning how to be a unicorn agent.
Right.
A
Yep.
field of horses. There's that unicorn. It's like a horse, a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. A horse with a spike on his head.
It should have been a Pegasus agent.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Because we can fly above the rest. I don't know.
Yeah.
But unicorn is already known for being unique.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so we got, this is how you get a hold of Adrian. We got your buy box. Okay. Adrian, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a blast.
Thank you
As
for having
usual.
me. Yeah, I
So
definitely
welcome.
appreciate it. Definitely. This was awesome.
Yeah. All right. And you can come on anytime. And you can also come on to my other channel.
Okay.
And do a podcast there with me if you like. You guys, I have another channel and podcast called the Gen X Files with Shanna and Friends. I just had to add that last part because I had this title picked out for a while, the Gen X Files, and then I noticed there was a bunch of people doing stuff about Gen Xers right now, so then I had to add this to make it unique.
It's nice, very nice, awesome, amazing.
Right.
Good job, Shauna.
Thank you.
Yeah, love it, love it.
All right.
You're off to the races.
Yes. So let's go do some real estate now and get some deals together.
Let's go. Let's go. That's what we're here for. Get some real estate deals done.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Adrian, for being on the show. And we'll see you guys soon. Subto.
Have a good one, y'all.
Bye.
All right, bye.